Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Nelly Keys. I appreciate you for tuning in. So we got a lot of work to do. You guys, this is part 7 of my Henry County playthrough. And if you watch part 6, you see that at the very end, you go back and watch the other part, but we were really struggling with this little thing right here. So we made quite a bit of development. If you're tuning in for the first time, one of the things I realized about City Skylines 1 is that it's a little bit different with regards to how quickly the population grows. I don't know if that's me or if it's a matter of, and I'm comparing this to City Skylines 2. So I'm comparing City Skylines 1 and City Skylines 2. If you don't know, I got a whole City Skylines 2 playlist that I'm actively playing through and uploading, videos and content to several times a week. I really enjoy the City Skylines. The City Skylines series. Been a fan of it since SimCity. SimCity was really the first one that I kind of got into, and so I'll continue that going with City Skylines. And so every single City Skylines I could get my hands on, I'm playing. So either way, with that being said, I was kind of struggling with this one, but I'm trying to do, because I have so many different playthroughs that I've played, I'm trying to do some different things than what I've previously done. And so I'm notorious for sticking to like taxis and metro because I'm from New York, so that's typically what we do in New York. But I'm doing something a little bit different in this one, and I just started spur of the moment thing with my last playthrough, and I actually have trams in this one. So yeah, I got trams in this one, and I really like the way the trams work. It's very, even the way they design the roads with the lanes, the trams do not take away from the amount of lanes that you can have. I got 2 tram lines running. I'm pretty excited about the trams. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not familiar with trams. So see, this is one here, and the trams can hold 90 passengers versus buses is like 40. So to me, you can transport more people. I'm looking for elite dangerous core. But the buses only do 40 people per bus, whereas trams do 90. So I've been doing a little bit of research because I'm not familiar with trams at all. It's the first city I've ever had that I've implemented it. So my last playthrough that I did on regular City Skylines, I went ahead and I did a monoline. I think that's what you call it, a monoline, or like a light rail. Minnesota has one. So it's pretty much like a rail. And the thing that I didn't really care for with the rails is that you don't get the same amount of lanes. So one thing that I've noticed since I've started and it's kind of odd because when I go to the info view, I only got about 417 people per week taking the tram. But my traffic is not as bad, so it seems like a lot more people are taking the tram. I do got some bad spots here and there. I made a little bit of an elevated highway to get some of the traffic off of over there. It looks like a lot of cars is using it. Versus like the people that live here, kind of like that's like a service road, and like you got the main two-way highway. So this is also something a little bit different. I don't typically do those in my playthroughs. I typically have everything cohesive. So yeah, this one it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different what I'm doing. Another thing that I've done that's different, and it's not something that I really explored. So the last City Skylines playthrough that I did, this is regular City Skylines, not City Skylines 2. But the last regular City Skylines playthrough that I did, I never really got into the specialized services. So when I designed this city, that's something that I should have looked at. I should have looked at where the fertile land was, and went ahead and made the city based on where those items were. But you know, hindsight is always 20/20, so I'm not even gonna worry about that. I did find some forestry over here and decided to go ahead and make a forestry area over here. So you know, it just became 3 stars. If you're not familiar with that, it is a newer thing for, I think it was like a DLC or something for City Skylines, for you to have the, you know, specialized services, and forestry was the one that I did in this pocket over here. So there's now 2 types. So I know that might seem a little confusing, like, what are you talking about? So when you come in here and you look up under, so you know that you can have the districts. So you can paint specialized districts like industry, like forest industry, farming industry. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the DLC, the industry's DLC. Because you know, like when you do it this way, what ends up happening is that they turn around and they put the buildings where they want to put the buildings. There's no specialization. It's automatically 5 stars once you do this, and then on top of that, they put the buildings where they want the buildings, and you just put the land and they build it up the way they want to build it up. With the industries, on the other hand, which is this one over here, you set it up. So like, for example, with the one that I was doing, the one that I am doing, it's very similar to the parks. So like when you are creating a park or a zoo or amusement park in this game, where you actually get to put everything where you want to put it, this industry for the DLC is similar to that. And that's not something I ever explored, even though I had the DLC. So I'm like, you know what? I wanna see what that's all about, because that's not available in the remastered version. And so the other City Skylines that I got on my channel that you probably see and you know, familiar with if you've been following, is the remastered version. So the remastered version does not have that much DLC as this regular version, and so there's a lot of things that I think I prefer this version better, because there's a lot of things that you can go ahead and you can really make your own. It really has that Sim City type of feel, where you can put your buildings where you want to put them, and you know, kind of make your thing the way you want to make it, versus you just put in like, oh, put the residential here and put the commercial here, and they build it up the way they want to build it up. So that's something that's pretty cool, that I really like. I was having some people getting sick here and there, but it looks like it's gone away. And then another thing that I've done, because I know it's been a few episodes, I haven't really talked on it, haven't really kind of said what I was doing. So this is going to be really a big recap type of episode, where I'm just kind of diving into the things that, you know, we have done, and the progress that we have made exploring the DLCs, you know, getting things situated, and even though I've played this game so many times, I'm still figuring things out with it. But another thing that I did that I think really has me in a really good surplus, because you can see we're only seven episodes in. This is number 7. and we already over the $500,000 mark. Now I know that might not seem like a lot of money, because if you're looking at my City Skylines 2, we got it at like, I think I got like $64 million on that. And that might seem like a lot of money in there, but it's really not, because what they do is everything costs like $1.5 million to do. So it's really not a lot of money. But in this one, the money is very much more accurate with how like present day money runs. So, when you look, it's like $60,000 to buy, a certain building, or, when you start off the game, you start off with $50,000. That's not a lot of money. Like just one of these, waste things right here costs $4,000. Just one of them, and you may need multiples of those in order for your city to run properly. But either way, bringing it back. So one of the things I always do is something that I just dig. I just like. I've never really been exposed to it growing up in Brooklyn. We had trains, but it was underground trains, and so most of my cities that you see I built always got trains, but not passenger train rails. Metro is where I do that, and I normally do that all underground when I can. But I'm talking about cargo, and so that is something that I have in this one. Like, I got the cargo that transport the goods to make it more efficient, because industry yields a lot of traffic, and it could slow things up, and it could be irritating. So as you can see, we got a surplus of money coming in. We almost had 10K coming in positive revenue. So we let it run fast enough, long enough, we will be set. So we got about 3 cargo bays, and I know you might be like, oh well, why you got 3? That's overkill. It's not. If you just got 1 cargo bay, and these all the industry is just going, like, if you look, as you can see, no one cargo bay that I have is feeling the hit. Typically, I have seen it. Like, it's something that I use. You will have lines and lines, and when I talk about traffic issues, you're not making any money, because you got all of the industry that's transporting goods trying to go to 1 cargo bay. So I spaced it out. We got 3. It's easily accessible. All my industry is over here, so it's very easy for them to get over here. I got some farming, some specialized farming over here as well, and so it's very easy for them to get in and out. I got lines and lines of rail, so that if the rail is going to one, it's not going to be bogged down having to go through the cargo stations. It's connected and separated where it needs to be. What's another thing that I have done that might bode well, that I can kind of shed some light on here? So my residential, so as you can see, I have divided up my city, and that's why the tram is so important at this point, because these little overpasses can be a gridlock nightmare. Like, they were looking a lot worse before I got the overpass. Like, especially Mount Zion. Mount Zion was horrible. Trying to get on, trying to get off, but still, since I got the trams, it seemed like more people taking the trams. So that's actually been working out for us. It's been working out for us. So this side of the map is residential, and then we got some waste stuff going on here. I made sure to put trees to block off the sound and the stench from the waste plants and whatnot. And I'm very, very happy that this water is staying away from over here, because we were having some major flooding in this area right here. When we got off last night, it was bad. So I went ahead and I bought a plot. I bought this plot. I moved these down here so that it doesn't backflow. Like, the last thing I need is to have flooding, right next to my residential. That's a no-go. That's a no-go for me. So Looks like we were able to fix it. It also gave us some more space that we can probably expand this residential over here. Maybe put some commercial. I'm gonna look and see if there's any spots over here for us to. Matter of fact, let me look and see now, because that's outside connections. All right. So as you can see, we got a little plot of ore right here. There's a little bit of ore right over here. So there's another little bit right here. And then as far as over here, that's out of the thing. We got a little bit over here. So there's a little bit of ore over here. So we want to use that ore. And there's a little bit of oil over here. And it looks like we got 16,000 barrels we haven't used of oil. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we're going to mark off these areas so that we don't accidentally build residential or anything in these areas. We got some forest right here too, but it's outside. But you see what I'm talking about as far as like the mistakes that you can make in this game? Look at this area right here. This area right here should have really been logging and forestry. Now, not too worried about it because we do got some logging and forestry that we're already using, but as you can see, you got 36,725 units that you can get per week. We only using 205. So this is where this game is critical in thinking. It's more than just building up things. It's planning, it's development, and it's setting things up for success. So we don't want to plant and build where we can be making money. You know, we don't want to. Residential need to be on dormant land. We don't want a residential sitting over oil. We don't want commercial sitting over oil. We want those things optimized, and we want to utilize as much as we can utilize. So what I'm going to do for right now, it looks like everything is kind of running okay from what I can see. And looks like we actually put this industry over here on fertile land. So I think what we might do is, I think I'm going to leave that for right now. That's the only part we have available. But if we bought this little plot next to it, we could utilize over here for fertile land, so that we can utilize that for forestry or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up. We want to go ahead and see. We got water running through here, so that's already gonna take away a little bit. So we're gonna have to plan this out a certain way. So that's one. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna rename this. Oh, we gotta specialize it first. Oh, you know what? We don't. Let's go ahead and make another one. We got this other one over here. And see, this one is in between water. So we're gonna have to make sure that we gear this up properly. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna level this off. So that we can we want to build all here. We don't want none of this. And then let's soften this terrain. I think it's coming out the ground. let's soften this. Let's tighten this up a little bit. Doggone it, man. It's just still coming back. So we're gonna have to. Yeah, this gonna be tough. We got the districts. I don't like this map because of that. I probably play this one over again, but one of the things I can't stand is water everywhere, man. I'm not a fan of water like that. When it comes to building a city, I don't care for it. It causes issues when it's rain. Get the stinking at times. I'm not crazy for water in my cities. But this one looked cool when I was building it. I'm just upset now. I've invested all this time, and this water looks like it's gonna be difficult for me to make anything out of what I got going on here. But looks like we right. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna save this for now. We're gonna come back, Jodico Park, Elk Park. We need to name that something different. Probably Locust Square or something. We're gonna name that something different. But y'all drop in the comments what you think we should name it. But this is a Henry County map, so it's gonna definitely be a city in Henry County. I might name it Hampton. But if you guys got a better name, y'all make sure y'all drop it down in the comments. We're gonna catch y'all on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Nelly Keys out.